Hello, my name is Aakash. I am a student of Patton College for Professional Studies. My student ID is 1812494. This video has been made to give you the demo of our system that we have developed for our CIS project. The title of the project is Cargo Feedback System. Talking about the aim, through this system we are aiming to collect information from the customer through the questionnaire and visualize the report in graphical representation form, that is pie chart. The features that we had to include in order to complete this project are object-oriented programming concept, event-driven programming, use of RMI and web service architecture to create a distributed application. Now I am going to give you a demonstration of the system. First, I am going to start the server part. As you can see in the console that the server has started successfully. Now I will run the client part. This is the main UI of client. As you can see, there are two options, one for login and another to take the survey. The login button is for the admin and the take survey is for the customer. Now let's act as a customer and take the survey. This is the form in which the customer who will be taking the survey has to fill it by providing the required details. The customer cannot start the survey without providing these informations. After filling the necessary field, the survey can be started. As you can see here in the survey, along with the questions, we have provided 4 suitable options for the customer. The customer can choose the suitable option and proceed with the process. After the survey is completed, a dialog box will be shown to give the customer as an acknowledgement and to let them know that the survey is completed. After completing the survey, the role of the customer is finished. Now let's act as an admin and log in to the system. The admin has to provide username and password. After logging in successfully, the dashboard will be shown to the admin. The admin has 2 major activities to perform. One is to view the list of the customer that has taken the survey, and the other one is to visualize the report in a graphical format. And there is also a logout button for exiting. So first, let's view the customer list. As you can see, these are the list of the customers that has filled the form. We have shown the name, address, gender, phone number and service name of those customers. Now let's visualize the report in the pie chart form. As you can see, there are the entire 9 questions that we had asked in the survey. To visualize the report, the admin can select the preferred question. This is the result of question number 1. Similarly, the admin can view the report of other questions in the same way. This is the result of question number 2. This is the result of question number 9. This is the overall demo of the system. Now I will be explaining the code that we have used in the project. Here I will talk about the event-driven programming. The concept of event-driven programming has been implemented when we were opening a new form after a button was clicked. This is the code that has implemented this concept. The button Take Survey performs an action, which is opening a new frame, Customer Info Form. One of the objectives in our project was to implement the OOPS concept. OOPS is a programming language which is associated with the concept of class, object, and other concepts. There are four major principles in OOPS, which are inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, and polymorphism. Here we have made an interface, remote question interface, which is a pure form of abstraction. We have also made a set of methods which does not contain any functions inside it. This is an example of abstraction. And this interface, remote question answer interface, has been implemented in the other class, which is remote question collection. So all the methods of the interface are overridden in this class, which is an example of polymorphism. In the same class, we have also extended unicast remote object class. So that makes the unicast remote object a parent class and the remote question collection a child class. Now the child class can have access to the features of the parent class. This is the example of inheritance. In the other class question answer, we have made certain variables private, which means it is not accessible to everyone. So in order to access these variables, we have to use certain methods which are getter and setter. The getter method is also known as accessor and setter as mutator. This is an example of encapsulation. Here we have also implemented the serializable interface, which is a tagged interface. So this makes this question answer class an entity class. The purpose of this entity class is to map data with the database. The main purpose of using serializable in RMI is to fetch objects through parameters. The main requirement of our project was to create a distributed application by implementing two different architectures. In this project, we have used RMI architecture and JSON API architecture. Now I am going to show the implementation part of RMI architecture. In RMI architecture, a remote object is created, which we have created in this run server class. After that, the reference of the object is created and made available for the client. Each time the server creates an object, it registers the object with the RMI registry using rebind method. The client needs a reference of that object to invoke a remote object. At that time, the client fetches the object from the registry using lookup method. This is the client side of the RMI where the lookup method has been called. After the completion of this process, the client can have access to the questions that are stored in the server. This is how the overall system of the RMI works. The web service architecture which we have used has been implemented in this class, Database API. In RMI, we had used the insert query to insert the data in the database, and now through the JSON API, we are retrieving data from the database. Here, we have passed the URL of the API as an object. Then, we have typecast the URL object into HTTP connection. This opens the connection to get the JSON data. As we are sending the data from URL, we have used the get method. After making the connection, we have checked the response from the URL. If the response is equal to 200, the file that we have passed on the URL will be executed. This file has been assigned a specific query, which is to retrieve data from the database. Then the output that we get from the database is stored in a variable which is later passed into JSON array. Then from the JSON array, required values are accessed using the JSON object and stored in a new array, which is returned by the class. Then those values are used to generate the pie chart. These are how we have implemented the necessary requirements in our project. Thank you.